This is one of my favorites. Can anyone tell me what getzogen means?
Drawn out.
Like drawn out.
Yeah.
Good. What was your answer?
Legato.
Legato. No, it's more like long. Again, I would say that over all the music directors that I've worked with at the Philharmonic, Kurt Masur was like one of the biggest influences on me. He was very good at Bruckner and Mendelssohn. He had a wide variety of repertoire that he was really good in, and he would just lean over and go like this to us. And I'll just never forget that. Every time we played Bruckner, my stand partner goes, just sort of like get that getzogen feeling. And this is a lot about bow management. So I like to kind of think of this. So the bow, it's sort of like magically just use more bow and then less bow. You kind of like this, open up, and then, oh, just kidding. And then you start again. And sort of create a line like that. Let's see how that falls into place. Let's see. Dum, 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 bum, bum. 2, 3, 4, 1. The horn. 3, 4. Good, 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 good. Okay, that's a good baseline. This needs a lot more shaping. And this is hard. This you need to do a little bit more. For instance, 1 after 70. That's really big after that pianissimo. You've got to show like a lot of group energy there. The other thing that happens is when one diminuendos, people tend to slow down at the ends of phrases, and it's really, you are keeping the tempo, a lot of you are dragging behind this, so let's keep it going. There is none of that. So make sure that there's direction into that F, because you're about to create a lot of tension, da, 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 and that's the other thing. Going into that downbeat, you need a lot of sustained energy. Da, 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 ya, da, those intervals are full of tension. Da, 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 ya, da, 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 and then it resolves. Da, 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 and oh, okay, it's gone, the moment's gone. So let's create a little bit more drama with all this so it doesn't feel episodic. Right now it feels episodic. Let's see. Let me just play it with you. Just watch where I am in the bow. 3, 4, 1. So if you take too much bow there, you accrue the building just by all of a sudden you just open your bow up incrementally. All right, try again. 4, 1. Yeah, then you end up at the tip, right? So your big one about here, but you don't go all the way to the frog like that. It's just, and if we all do it the same way, can you imagine? Rarely happens, but let's make it happen here. Ready? 3, 4, 1. Good, let's do it again. Use too much bow. Da, 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 on the A. So it still sounds very smooth because I'm keeping a certain amount of pressure in it, but I've taken out the element of speed. I think that's the biggest thing about this is the bow speed. When it doesn't ever really open up and get free. There's always tension in the sound, so it's basically a slow stroke that you monitor how much acreage you use. But basically, it's a slow stroke throughout, okay? And I also need you here, that getting to the beat 4. Mm-hmm. You wanna make sure everybody, I mean, it's easier when you have the pits against you with the violins. Dum, bum, 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 and you all have the tempo in your head. But still, let's give the 4th beat. Okay. Okay, so 3, 4, 1. Good. Now here, again, so you have that is not too much. Okay. All right? Like you want everyone to, and it's a mezzo forte with a crescendo. The other thing is, I'm hearing that happen right away. It's so incremental. It's like crazy. I mean, I'm not using a lot, but I am adding pressure, but keeping the speed the same. That sound right? I'm adding pressure,
Same bow speed.
Same bow speed, different pressure. Is that what I mean? That's less pressure. I'm adding more pressure. I'm adding a little bit of speed. Yeah, it's it's a recipe. 3, 4, 1. That is beautiful. Very good. Keep the bow up there. Now, your body. Watch your bow. No, you're at the frog. It's like it's an effort to stay up in the top, right?
Yeah.
you know? So, I think you don't want to, if you take too much bow on that F sharp. Now, are a lot of you shifting on that? To 1, right? So let's try it again and just let's try and keep it in the upper half. Because you're anticipating the need for the diminuendo. Da, 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 da. It's like, it's barely any bow at all, all right? The first phrase was beautifully shaped, beautifully. Let's do this, shape this one. So let's see. This is 1 before 60. 2, 3, 4, 1. I gotta see that. Gotta see it.
Okay.
All right? You're like, you're giving me a smile, which I appreciate, but they can't see your smile. You know, I like that you smile there because actually, da-da is a release, and it's da-da-da-da, ya-da. So approaching that with that smile is good, but I need to have your, you know, yeah, gesture, good. But that sounded fantastic at 60, third bar of 60, 63. That was a beautiful color. So let's do it again, and then be ready to, I know it's only pianissimo to piano, but as I said in a lot of your lessons, this isn't about piano, it's not about pianissimo, it's not about forte, mezzo forte, it's about a feeling. Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh, I'm lost. Da, oh, I'm not lost now, I know where I am. Da, da, ya, da, 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 ya, da. Okay, I know where my key is. It's always key centered, it's always harmonically centered, your choices. So I hope my hope is for today is that you can take this and take it into how you play this in an audition. You know, I mean, the ideal is that we all have the same sort of idea of how these phrases go, but having it be musical, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put your own spin on and your own interpretation of what you think that is. All right, so don't just be aligned to what is on the page. You have to pay attention to it, of course. But the more you can get away from like the actual forte, fortissimo, piano, pianissimo, and just give it an idea of a color, the more music you'll make. All right, and then more you'll enjoy yourself too. Like forget the committee, whoever, you're just enjoying yourself and what you're doing with your art, which is what we all want out of life. Okay, so let's do 60 again. Bar before 60. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, really, it's sounding fantastic. I want to talk about vibrato now, because we tend to, when we retreat from a phrase and we slow our bow down and we get softer, we tend to stop vibrating too. So one thing I always try and keep in mind is that both hands want to do the same thing. So if this is slowing down, this is going to slow down. So sometimes you actively have to tell yourself, you have to tell one hand to do the opposite of what the other hand's doing. You know, not that often, but this is one of those places where this is going to slow down, but you're going to keep the left hand vibrant so that there's residual harmonic overtones. Is that a word, harmonic overtones? I guess it is. Anyway, so the sound keeps ringing in the air. Da, and then it doesn't just die. That's what keeps it from being episodic. Okay? So specifically, I'm looking for Da, 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 Just a little shake, that's all it takes. Also there. Okay, so let's do 4/4 D, 64. And that was a great color, by the way. That was great. It just sounded rich, but it wasn't loud. You found yourself harmonically, which is what I was going for. 3, 4. Slow down. Okay, good. Now, da 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 ya. We go to the bottom note. There's no diminuendo yet, so and there's nothing to say go to that bottom note. But think about it. Da 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 ya da. You want to be able to, especially because that G flat's in there. So if you E flat da dum da ya dum dum, you can hear more of where it's going harmonically, all right? So that's all to say, when you go to the C string, give me some beautiful viola juice there. Not loud, just warm, okay? Same place. 3, 4. That was so good. Now, okay, this is going to be really tricky, but I want to see if we can do this as a section. I've talked about subito dynamics with a lot of you in like Beethoven and Brahms, Fifth Variation, which we'll get to, and how to have poise and how you go from one thing to the other, So this is one of those places where you went da ya da dum da ya da da. So
You can place.
yeah, just place it. My word is always poise. Place it with poise. Don't run into it. Give it room to. Because a lot of times I hear, like that, and then we're not together, and then the moment's lost, So the group moment is to have a little bit of placing for those subito dynamics. So let's start at D. So. And I'm not even sure it's something you can show, except with stillness of your body. So. So give it some extra dum, and then keep your body really still, and see if that makes a difference. That's probably what I would do if I were playing by myself. And really, in the end, it's going to come down to what do you do when you're on your own, because you're going to be taking the auditions on your own, and we want to be able to show that. And I would love to have a section, and you guys are so responsive, that actually felt it together. All right, so we're going to give this much land with poise on the subito dynamics. Okay, so this is D. 3, 4, 1. That's so good. Ah! 2, 3, 4, down. Okay, good. Okay, so a couple things. Da, 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 da. Here. It's easy to go, which doesn't really do it for me yet. I'm making a crescendo, but not really a whole lot of crescendo. What I'm doing is making a faster trill, and I'm not losing the energy in the trill. So when that trill is added, it's not a lazy trill. None of these trills are lazy. Da, 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 da. That's my favorite part. Da, 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 da. Growing on that C is my favorite thing. So I really want all of you to see if you can sustain the sound from the C to the D flat at the same pace. You know, right now it's sort of little differing speeds to get to that D flat. How do you show that again? I would move my body. I know it's marked down here to mezzo forte. Again, it's not about mezzo forte. You don't want to be, you want to be full. Ta-dum, ya-da, da-da. The second time the E flat comes, D flat comes, there's no accent on it, but there should be a little more energy on it. There's an accent on the first one. So let's try and gauge our energy on that C the same way, which would be starting with adding a little bit of a faster bow speed and a little more pressure and vibrato, okay? Let's start first 71. 3, 4, 1. Okay, good. Too much now. So I want the energy, but now at the bow speed. Okay? One more time. It's such power. You don't know what power you have as a group. And that's what you try and show as an individual, that you know how to fit into a group power situation. All right. 3, 4, 1. One more time. So I want to hear that's really going to the F, but I'm not getting louder. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? It's just a sense of direction that's not lost. Just because you're not sitting there doesn't mean you can't do that, right? I mean, you lead it, yes, but everyone has to play their part. Let's try it one more time. 3, 4, 1. The problem is, it's the E flat. I'm hearing the bow slow down. Here. Don't slow down the bow. It always comes down to that.
On the E flat.
On the E flat, yeah. The E flat is dying, going to the E natural. That's why I'm not getting that subtle, weight of the tension growing. Okay? 3, 4, 1. this is a really hard one not to stop to keep your bow speed going, because you got a conductor, me, who's not a conductor at all, but so this is where you can really help. Even doing that will, subtly people will react to it, right? So you have to keep it going when you think the motion's going to stop. First of all, you can't stop your motion, and you have to lead everyone else's motion too. I think that's one of the biggest responsibilities, is keeping that going, and it's especially hard when we're in a row. I do everything I can, but it's hard when everyone's not engaged all the time. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys are so engaged. It's wonderful. Let's try it one more time. I would love to hear just a little bit more recognition of that D flat being very full of tension. Da, da, ya, dum, ya, da, 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 da. I know there's no accent on it, but maybe just a little more vibrato on it, so that it has more relationship to the previous E flat, D flat. One more time. 3, 4. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
71. 3, 4, 1. No. Da, da, da. It's also stopping the motion. Keep the motion going. Keep it going. 3, 4, 1. That's it. That's the other one that's hard. Da, da, da. You have to all hear that in your head. So how many of you have actually played this? A couple of you in context. It makes a big difference. I try and impart wisdom, and I realize, I've had so many years of experience that I can't play any of these excerpts without hearing everything in my head. And you guys can't possibly have that advantage. But so I know this is really dorky, but I played everything with the recordings. When I first started my career, I felt such a weight of responsibility for leading a viola section that I had to immerse myself in the music. So again, something else my husband really teased me about. You're the only one I know who plays with the recorder. But it really made a difference, because it was more for me to hear what I was having to play against. Sometimes I would ghost it just so that I could participate in the interior of the music, which we all do. So that all to say, da, 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 da. You have to wait for the 8th notes in the horn, but you can't let it die. That's one of the biggest challenges we have, and certainly for this one, it is. Great. Okay, so let's do the whole thing again from the top, remembering everything that we just talked about. Letter C. Dun, 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 dun. 1. Good. Okay, we're going to try that again, because with the group of you, I'm getting a lot of immediate growth there. So save it for the G A, not the G sharp, not the F sharp. Da, da, da. And don't slow at the end of this, at the end of the phrase, at bar 4, don't slow that down. Okay? 3, 4, 1. Try it again. Try it again. Try it again. 3, 4, 1. Good. Okay, too much bow at the end. So, you're coming, taking too much bow in the A. You want to stay in the upper half at this point, right? 3, 4, 1. Beautiful. So good, you guys. That was excellent. Good, great. Okay, let's clean up two things. One of them is it's so delicate, but it's not in tune. I think that the intervals are just a little closer together than we're all doing. The other one is da da. Oh no, this is what I love that you guys did this. Da 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 da. You gave it just a little more weight. It wasn't an obvious thing. Da da ya, but it has to have its own profile, kind of. Da, 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 da. And you did that all really well as a group, so I just wanted to point that out. Da, 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 da. Some people like to do that. And they go up for the, which, I mean, I don't care what's done as long as it's done well. But if you decide not to go up on the C string, and it's a little dangerous at that pace, and it's so delicate at that point, but I would play the note a little differently as if you were going to play it on another string. So, and then whatever you do after that, go over after that. But I would like to hear that have its own profile too. It's almost like you're breathing before it, but you're not. But you're making it just a little bit different color, okay? So let's fix the intonation in 60. Give me the bar before 60. First of all, are we all in fourth position at that point? Okay, so let's just start in fourth position. 3, 4. That was better. That was really good. Okay, let's do the Barber 460. 3, 4, 1. Great. Now this one comes a little soon for me, especially because we want to get off the fourth finger. We're not enjoying that fourth finger. I mean, I want to get off the fourth finger. I don't like speaking. but to be a responsible musician, you have to give it color and you have to give it time before that. That's the last one. You guys are doing so well otherwise with those landing with poise on those sudden dynamic changes. So let's try to place that a little better at 70, okay? So this is D. 3, 4, 1. No, too soon, too soon, too soon, too soon. 3, 4, 1. That was excellent. Vibrate, vibrate. Beautiful. That was excellent. Some of you went over. It made a big difference. Some of you who didn't go over, it still made a big difference because there was just a little bit more different color. All right? Good. Thanks. All right. Sometimes I find sitting in that chair, yes, I have to have rhythmic direction and impetus, but sometimes I feel like I just have to listen to what's happening behind me so that I can fit into you guys.
If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for classical music performances and educational videos each week. You can check out another video by clicking the thumbnail on the screen. To watch full concerts, visit media.nws.edu.